For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. We're just weeks away from the release of Not Another Church Movie, a new parody film spoofing the church genre and more specifically Tyler Perry movies. However, the film's tagline reminds you of that and strictly says this is not a Tyler Perry movie. Now, that might be clear to the public pretty soon, as sources have reported that Tyler Perry's team reached out to the producers of the film. The project is using the same parody style as the Scary Movie series, making fun of an entire genre of movies. The plot revolves around a man named Taylor Harry, and that's spelled with a P, but the P is silent, who is called upon by God to become a writer and inspire his community by telling family stories. But of course, the devil finds a way to intervene himself. From the trailer, it's clear that writer and director Johnny Mac used Tyler Perry as source material for parody and satire, with references towards his most famous characters, Medea, Joe, Mr. Brown, and Cora, as well as multiple nods to some of his most notable movies like Daddy's Little Girl, Medea Goes to Jail, and so much more. Vivica A. Fox, Tisha Campbell, Jasmine Guy, Kyla Pratt, Lamorne Morris, and Kevin Daniels all star in the project, with Mickey Rourke playing the devil and Jamie Foxx as God. Now, the movie is filled with familiar faces poking fun at the Hollywood mogul and is relentless in its attempt. Tyler Perry has a history of contacting those who dare to make fun of him and his work. If you remember, back in 2022, Donald Glover would portray a character named Kirkwood Chocolate, which drew several parallels to Tyler Perry in an episode of Atlanta. According to a GQ interview, Glover warned Perry about the episode that was coming, saying, "I told him I was gonna do it." He would elaborate, "I don't know how he took it. I texted him once, I think, for something. I didn't hear back." That's the thing about being Black. It becomes so personal so fast. "I'm not ishing on you. I hope Tyler understands. I still want to shoot at his studio someday." Like stated before, Perry being upset at being spoofed isn't nothing new. In 2010, the Boondocks aired an episode titled Pause, where Granddad gets cast in a play by Winston Jerome, who looks a lot like Mr. Perry. In the episode, it's discovered that Jerome's play auditions act as a recruiting technique for his compound. Of course, Perry was reportedly upset over how he was portrayed and allegedly contacted Turner Broadcasting Company to reevaluate his relationship with the company. The Boondocks aired on Adult Swim, which is under Turner. At the time, Perry had two different shows produced by the company, House of Pain and Meet the Browns. Producer of the Boondocks, Carl Jones, would even confirm this information in an exclusive interview with Comedy Hype. Now, when it comes to Not Another Church Movie, Jamie Foxx is listed as one of the film's top actors. While Foxx and Perry haven't collaborated on a project yet, Foxx himself is no stranger to poking fun at the Hollywood mogul. In 2012, Foxx would host Saturday Night Live and appeared in a sketch that would act as a fake movie trailer for Tyler Perry's Alex Cross 2, Medea Special Ops. The sketch featured Foxx pulling double duty as both Alex Cross and Medea at the same time, splitting the two characters right down the middle. We all know Foxx excels at impressions, and his Medea impression was no different. Now, there's no word on whether Perry contacted Foxx about this SNL parody like he did with the Boondocks in Atlanta, but history shows that he does not appreciate being made fun of. Perry's team's latest outreach to the producers of Not Another Church Movie is just another example of this. Joining me is our very own Danielle Miller to discuss this, but first, let's take a look at this trailer.
He deserves to get half.
Oh, Judge said half, your ass is gonna get half. You think you're gonna get my money when I'm gone? I'm gonna get your money. You know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get this gas money.
I didn't know you was gonna go all 50 Shades of Grey on them, brother.
It's gotta watch Daddy's Little Girls.
Oh, don't worry about that, man. They stay strapped ready for any unwanted police officer.
Over before
Medea goes to jail.
Ooh, that's a good idea for a sequel.
Now, Danielle, this is actually my first time seeing the trailer. So first I want to start, what's your reaction to the trailer?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's like, okay, so I'm torn because of the people that are in it. I want it to be funny, but at the same time, for me, it's like, okay, what's happening here? And then what's throwing me off is the fact that you have to say from the people that did not bring you XYZ. And this is not a Tyler Perry movie. For me, in my mind, I'm just like, I don't know, this sort of like is a hard sell, an obvious sign that this is a Tyler Perry spoof. To me, that's what I'm getting from it. And that's what I thought when I saw the trailer, basically.
Yeah, no, and I think everybody knows. I think it's just a way of them being funny. I think something that you said is something I relate. Like seeing the people, like seeing Tisha Campbell, seeing Jamie Foxx, like seeing all these people that we love so much in it. I do hope it's funny. I think it will be funny. But I don't know. I love spoofs. Like I was always a fan of the scary movie spoofs and even like reenactments. You know, when you watch the Chappelle Show, like I love those parts where he would replay something. And of course, it seems like some people may get upset, you know, in the filming or the release of it, you know, just the feelings of it. But I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it's going to be fun and funny. I don't think it's, you know, to slight anybody, but it's just a part of the art, it seems like. But so let me ask you. So sources, and I want to make sure we're wording this appropriately too. So these are, you know, allegedly and things like that. So, you know, Danielle, as we're speaking, we're going to make sure we're covering our tails here. But close sources to Comedy Hype did say allegedly that Tyler Perry's team reached out to the producers of this movie. So I'm interested to know, because this isn't the first time that we have heard this. And some of the things that I mentioned earlier, we can actually confirm. We know with Boondocks or Atlanta, you know, Boondocks, like Tyler Perry, there was confirmed that he was upset with it. Do you think, and if it's in this situation as well, do you think Tyler Perry and his team reaching out, do you think it's an overreaction of reaching out every time there's something like a parody or something is done about Tyler? Do you think it's an overreaction to reach out to the producers of the films or shows?
Ironically, we're talking about this today because allegedly he is here. And he's working on a film allegedly, I'm saying allegedly, right? Because there have been some videos floating around. But I'll take it from two sides of the spectrum because, you know, I like to give a 360 view. In the art of comedy, I mean, it's just something that happens within our culture and within our community. Everybody, when they're so big, people tend to do spoofs on them. People tend to do jokes on them because you're that public figure. And I can't say exactly the reason behind it, but like you said, we've seen it with Dave Chappelle. We've seen it on SNL. We've even seen celebrities come on these platforms and make fun of themselves also too. So for Tyler, looking at his past, I think what happens is he gets triggered sometimes because for him, he put in all this work and he's come to the top of the mountaintop, especially as a Black man coming from there's no nepotism. You can be homeless, running from basically dealing with investors to get his plays off the ground and his mother helping him and also his abusive childhood. I think when parodies happen, it's triggering for him. And I think it's sort of like it's him being a child all over again and you making fun of me. And especially because the art is his safe space. So that's the two sides I look at it from. So I can't really say in this point in time that he's overreacting because I don't want to be insensitive to what he may be dealing with as a human being.
Yeah. No, I agree there as well, in the sense of after I watched his documentary and was able to get, you know, understanding of the things that he went through and hearing it from him, there does seem to still be some hurt there. So when you have unhealed wounds or just things that we experience as human beings, like it is difficult to get past those things. So I wouldn't put a overreacting on it because I know more about his story, but just in the space of when I look at parodies in general, I'm just like, for me, it's like, for the fun of it, it's you know, it's with love. You hear people talking about you. Even Vivica A. Fox, I saw her making her rounds. And when the question was asked about, hey, how do you think Tyler is going to feel about this? Both of, you know, she was saying like, hey, I love Tyler Perry. Like, you know, this is an honor. I look at spoofs as an honor to you. I don't, you know, look at it as me trying to, you know, put you down or anything. But she kept reiterating like, I love Tyler. I love what he's done. I love what he's done for the culture. I love what he's built. So I think when you have people that are, you know, they may be a part of the project, but they're also giving love, you know, I think that does change. But like you said, we have no idea how Tyler may feel and how it may trigger him, and you can't really control that. But let me ask you this, Danielle, because what made me think of it when Vivica A. Fox was like, she looks at spoofs as like honorable, right? Do you think spoofs help or hurt a brand? Like when we talk about a Tyler Perry or just other movies, do you think it helps or do you think it hurts a brand?
In general, in my humble opinion, I think it helps. Reason being is because sometimes with spoofs, you might watch the spoof, but you might have not watched the original. So you go back and see what the original is about, so you can get the jokes in the spoof. So I think, in my humble opinion, it helps. Now, in terms of a brand, and here's what I was thinking about: Tyler Perry, when Vivica said it's an honor, Tyler Perry, and I want to word this very properly, right? And this is not just with men in America. I think this is with Black men in general, and also as the race in general. When you do not come from, like, for instance, there was a situation I saw when somebody said that from Girlfriends, it seems like the only cast member that has really held their own over the years with continuous work is Tracy Ellis Ross. Now, that was just that person's statement. And persons in the comments were saying, well, of course, some others Diana Ross. So it'll explain her success. But when you come from nothing and you become successful, people begin to try to figure out how. And for Tyler Perry, one of the things that we've heard consistently is we've questioned his sexuality. And it's not just him, it's Black men in general. When they become successful, either you want to peg them to be a scammer or a drug dealer. Now, some of them, some of our rappers, we don't question their sexuality because they pushed drugs before they got here. And if you're not any of those things, then we want to lay back on, oh, he's probably homosexual. And that's what we say. Now, I'm not saying he is, I'm not swearing for nobody. But what I am saying for him and his shoes is like, I reached this pinnacle of success. And before people really, really praise me, y'all want to poke holes. Like, y'all want to find out. Now y'all questioning my sexuality. And then when it comes to me as a person, y'all making fun of my art. And y'all essentially making fun of me, like you're continuously doing it. And that's what I thought about when I think of Tyler. So yes, it could be an honor, but at the same time, for him, he's probably dealing with that too, of the fact that y'all have said so many other things about me that could not be true,
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I don't know. It's tricky to stand on, right? Because I understand like Tyler Perry and like the feelings, but I think just the art in general, I don't think all the time is done with like an ill will, and I think that's what like makes it difficult. When you see this in the headline, it's like, man, like, the movie hasn't even come out. The movie comes out, what, May 10th? You know what I'm saying? This is only the trailer and we're already hearing like, oh, Tyler Perry and his team is not pleased with it. So now people are going to start focusing on that as opposed to like, let's let it play out, and then let's talk about it. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when there's so many Black artists in this, actors, actresses that are working, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I love being able to see that. In the obsession with people's sexuality, I'm just ready for us to get over that. It is 2024. What somebody do in their private life does not impact my day to day. So it's just like, let it go. Please just let it go.
But to your point, with somebody with unhealed trauma, if he does have unhealed trauma, now we're just dissecting here and giving our opinion. If he has unhealed trauma, for somebody that has unhealed trauma, everything is blurry. They ain't seeing it. They literally just see it. They're trying to protect themselves in this moment in time. So yeah.
No, absolutely. No, definitely understand from a human aspect. Like, I think anybody that doesn't see that, like, you need to, really get in tune with you as a human. Like, at the end of the day, Tyler Perry is a human being who has emotions and feelings and all the things, and it's hard sometimes to separate the human element to your art because the art can be so intertwined with who you are as a human being. So, I definitely wish Tyler Perry all the best. If it is, and allegedly his team is upset, maybe he'll watch it. He likes it. Vivica A. Fox said she thinks that he'll like it, if he does watch it. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure we'll talk about it more and hear more from sources. So thank you so much for chiming in on this topic, Danielle. Beautiful views, because if Tyler Perry is in Bahamas, I mean, it's a great way to see this trailer come out in the Bahamas as opposed to being in Atlanta.
I hope he watches Comedy Hype and then says, oh, that's the girl from the Bahamas. If you want to call me and just have a sit down about what we did, that's fine, Tyler. I'm always I mean, if you call, what else I have to do? Like,
If he watches, he'll probably hate me after this, but I love him anyway. I do appreciate him. But Danielle, thank you so much for joining me in on this topic. You heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts of Tyler Perry's team reaching out to the producers of Jamie Foxx's film, Not Another Church Movie, that airs on May 10th? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. We'll see y'all in the comments. What's up, family? It's Symphony Thompson, the official host of the Comedy Hype News show Late Night, and I'm here because I have some extremely exciting news to share. We are officially launching a club. Yep, that's right. And this club is exclusively for our loyal watchers, event goers, and debaters, known as Hypers Club. As a member, you will receive access to never release interviews, original content, behind the scenes with myself and our team here, and even access to a community of other hypers who are looking to build. For those in Atlanta, if you're an entrepreneur, podcaster, content creator, or just someone who is looking for a dedicated space to hold your next meeting, then this next part is just for you. You will get free access to events, discounts on merchandise, exclusive content that I mentioned earlier, and access to our creator studio for all your content needs. So, memberships are officially open, and you can start by joining hypersclub.com to sign up and become a member of our club. I'm in the club, and I hope you join us.